Hey y'all, boom. I'm at the Richland Library at my hometown, birthplace of Columbia, South Carolina, and they like have studios up in here, so I just wanted to go in here
Come up to second level, please.
and start a new chapter with you guys because
As soon as you come up, come by me.
I've been putting this aside for a while, working for Uber and stuff, so. We're back in Columbia, Minnie and I in one piece, and we don't plan on going back to the movies ever again, okay? Oh. So that Richland Library was getting on to me like don't stitch a good fix, so I'm stuck recording music on my phone and working for Uber. Hey you guys, I'm making some deliveries for today so I can get clean. Then a mug, you know I got wireless Android Auto up in here, and I still like driving like a granny. I just do. I'm short, I'm skinny, I'm petite, and then when I drive with the steering wheel all the way down, like sport mode and stuff, like it just feels so right. Like I gotta scoot up even more. And then luckily this 2025 Kia so allows me to like scoot the chair up like height wise so I could like feel a little tall. I'm gonna be mad if I start reminding myself of my dad a little more. Like, man, a mud. It looked like I can't cross over that either. I'm gonna hurry up and back up and get over here. Y'all, do y'all really think I should have came here before I turned 38? Obviously, to learn these streets, cause like it's not so bad, but
then turn right.
And still, they're just as big as any other big town.
Down Atlas Road.
We gonna have some food. We're gonna have some food, girl. Okay. Okay. Let's eat really good. So we caving in right here where my last order is. And I just can't wait till tomorrow. I'm racing the clock. But I don't have to do anything else until Monday. And I think I can make my quota. I know I made it hard on myself. I spent my food stamps. I think I have $20 left of my food stamps. I used to get $298. I've been getting $70 lately. Girl, I'm about to eat this bagel seasoning on here. Let's see what this- Much done. Eat, that's yours. I needed 1 or 2 more packets because the hot kind is good. So Nashville was kind of a fuss. I know I made $100 way before the day was open. When I stuck to it. But I was wondering if they had one of these laundry mats here in Columbia, South Carolina. Because I already got stuck with like this little dollar core. Then when you load 10 on there, you're spending 9. I'm like, I want to load 10 on there and charge me $1. Yeah, so I might as well trash this because when I'm gonna be in Nashville again. Get this car tidied up. I have Skittles and Swedish fish candy. Yeah, this is better than soda, y'all. Like, I don't drink soda because it really does affect me. And I stopped drinking juice because the brisks at Dollar General were $1. And that is a big chug, y'all. And then I will get the blue raspberry the most. I know what you're thinking. I'm about to cave in, but I'm eating right. Y'all, every time there was a toilet somewhere, I would try to use it and squeeze some out at a time. This time I really felt like I could picture myself using my coochie. But for a while, it was like, oh, I don't even want to think about it. But it only feel that way, okay? Don't get me digged upside the head. Because something changed. Well, was that all of it? Look, you guys still got something. Ooh. So I basically accepted a rental that already had dents on it, okay? Numbers by the dents, y'all, and stuff like... It was very snowy. This was a very fun travel month. But I'll tell you, Mississippi was crazy, okay? Like, y'all don't even understand how creepy this was to me. But I'm gonna tell y'all, I went down Memphis and through Mississippi, even though they had all that ice storm, no power everywhere. Y'all, I was going down this lonely road. Trees here, there, power lines everywhere. Your car got a new jump rope. They ain't active power lines, so. Girl, I was doing that for hours and hours and hours. Finally, I weaved through a heavy pile of trees and stuff. Came around the corner, and there was a trailer and a bunch of cars in front of them. I looked at the tag. It had a Kansas tag on it. Girl, I felt like that was so creepy. And then I had my windows down. I might have heard voices in the woods. I didn't pay it no mind. I had to slip and slide in reverse on the way out, but I made it. And then when I turned around and started moving for a minute, I saw this white girl in a maroon Nissan Rogue. No, I had to flash my lights for time. When she drove past, like, girl, that way's gonna be... So I'm assuming she made a left after that, because... Like, you gotta back up and then hope you don't scrape up against tree limbs and stuff. So I went all the way back up that way up. Oh, I almost got robbed or something. So neighborhood was quiet and stuff going down this road. Then there was cars up here on the side of the road. Like, picture a small neighborhood, the side of the road, ain't no shoulder or anything. It was a Cadillac Escalade. They hogged the street, hopped out of it. There was one car behind me. I stayed still, and then that car went around me to the right. And when you thought they were going to rush those people out the street, because they were like fronting each other, I don't know if it was going to break out into a fight or something. Instead of trying to push through them, they parked like they knew them. So I eased my way around, played it off, started driving a little. The bitches started turning around. If I started honking like a fast madman, because you know my horn is fast. I was just like, and it worked. It scared them off. And like either before or after that, I know this car came up to me and tried to. I didn't want to talk to them. I act like I ain't saw we. I felt like they would have just shot me through the window as long as it didn't. As long as the bullet was already in the car or something. So that was crazy. I went all the way. Was almost getting to Birmingham. I turned back around to go up Memphis and then back down Nashville. I mean, up through Nashville and then down 40, Knoxville, Hendersonville, and then down. And then I was bouncing back and forth between Columbia, South Carolina, and Atlanta for a one time because I felt like when I'm in Atlanta, I make $100 in like 45 minutes. Then it starts storming like crazy, and then I'll run towards Birmingham. But then instead, I'd go north towards Nashville because I usually go like through Clarksville, Princeton, Paducah, Cape Girardeau, just all the way down. There'd be like Willow Springs and Springfield. Yeah, those towns are pretty cool. But yeah, so when I was in Atlanta, I had some stuff written on my car. It was like something about like the Illuminati, wax boys and stuff. But y'all, it was something I said more than that. I can't remember. I just remember the part that might have pissed niggas off. But as I was getting ready to take the highway exit through Conyers to get to Atlanta, because I don't risk I-20 being busy than a mug getting downtown. And I was headed to Avis to find out whether or not they took the hold off of me renting cars for taking back the Chevy Bolt EUV so late. I had them tow it all the way from Wichita. It was a Georgia tag on it. So that wasn't supposed to go very far. But it just really depends on how I feel like. But yeah, so I think they kidnapped a cop on a motorcycle, and then they got on it looking like a cop, and they started doing this tailfish thing. I had to slow all the way down. And they had their sirens on, but they were being kind of foolish with it. I was like, no, y'all didn't. See if I ain't a snitch all on a cop's life like that. I went through Conyers for a little bit and thought of resting for a minute to eat some food, and then a real cop flew by, then a mug. Then I said, forget that, I'm going to come back to Columbia. And so I know I slept at my biological father's house one time. I just backed in it. I saw his neighbor pull through and kind of mug me for a second. I don't know if he was mean mugging. I think he was just mugging. I turned off my headlight. I turned on the dome. Like, cause if he does talk about me all the time, he's gonna be saying my long lost half Asian son be coming by in new car rentals 50 times a season. So I I slept for a couple hours, took right off, worked downtown for a while, and then I just decided, like, is this gonna work out for me? Let me take this rental back to Wichita, where all my mistakes are fixed, and I can rent a car again next month. But nope, this was finally the time to get my ass stranded in Columbia, South Carolina. Things were just getting way too hectic. My mom's house burnt down while I had my last rental, and she's getting paid like 245 grand for the whole house being burnt down. And I think it's when my family would be erased. And I'm telling y'all, like anybody and everybody is robbing people of the money they work so hard to get, or the money that they got honestly, because it comes from something clean and like a clean background. And I think it's just hard to make claims and get your money back from FDIC and stuff. So the best thing to do is just to prevent it from happening, because I've seen it on YouTube. People get ripped off and they're stranded in a hotel, but their home was worth $1 million or something. But for some reason, however, these scam callers are getting a hold of people. Like, I had got my car stuck in the mud one time, y'all, between Arkansas and Nashville, but before I decided to come all the way back to Nashville and then Columbia. But I spent all night sleeping. I called maybe 4 people before I went to sleep. I wasn't in a hurry to get my car moving again, but I had got my car stuck 3 times. I got it out twice. I had I went through this small town, and then I ended up going down this road with a lot of slush. And then at the end of it was an abandoned, I thought it was a house, but it was kind of like maybe like a garage, looked like a house, but it was abandoned with like a roundabout covered in snow. I got stuck in it, but I worked really hard to get out of it. But when I started backing all the way out, I turned left instead of right. So left was like climbing deeper snow and steep, and it climbed back down. If I would have spun right, I would have been immediately out of it. So I got stuck again. And then, y'all, I got out of that. I don't even know if it mattered that I found some wood and some big tree firewood branches and stuff. But mainly, I scraped the snow, made a path in front and behind all 4 tires. It was like a project. Twice when I got stuck, I'm like, you gotta sit and think. Like, and then so the third time I got stuck, I have drove a whole nother couple of miles, wasn't trying to get stuck. This police officer had the most blinding light on their car I've ever seen. I had to put my visor down and kind of cover my face and look away and close my eyes and sit tall. And then when I thought they were creeping up the highway again, and when they can't see how fast you're going, I smashed around the corner and found me another way to skip the town that I think they belong in because it rhymes with Blythewood. It was like Blytheville. And yeah, so a whole field all the way down. I was like racing through a little bit of slush. Didn't know that it was brand new dirt underneath. So when I got to this intersection, I couldn't tell if when I make this turn, I was just going to get stuck. So I slowed down. That wasn't the bad part. The bad part was I tried to make a 3-point turn, and if you don't stop and think and act slow, you'll get stuck real fast. So I got stuck. I was kind of like at an angle, and the street was going this way. I got out of it a little bit, but instead of going forward, because I felt it in my heart I was gonna get forward soon, but y'all, I slammed myself backwards because I thought the ice was gonna be rock hard like it was in Memphis again, and I could just go over the field. No, I got some of the back tires stuck in the ditch, and the ice caved in on me. So I was making phone calls. I got a I got a big rig tow truck out. They came from a different way. I had no brain to tell them what I saw from where I came from. But they didn't want to take my advice, listen to me nothing. They was using the bed of the tow truck to push them up and scoot. But they wanted to get stuck in that pile of snow that I didn't want to get stuck in. And they wanted to act slow and kind of drive slow and get stuck on purpose. So I slept. I woke up like, this is all really happening. But before I went to sleep, my mom told me she was going to do that. Usually she'll tell me to go die. But I told her this time, I was like, me and Biddy's we're gonna, we ain't gonna starve. We gonna run out of water because I have food. I couldn't get water at the last Dollar General I was at. I had got two or three. I was in Nashville. I had got two or three, and then I couldn't type my little PIN number on my EBT card. They just wouldn't let me because it was telling me I could. They said it was their policy, so I got mad. I gave all my water to Minnie, and the last swig was right when the final people I called had a smaller vehicle that they could tow me out of there. So that was cool. I waited about an hour. I I tried to call them back, tell them, hey, bring snow shovels or something just in case, but I think they didn't need it. They were on a three-way with my mom while my car was getting pulled. So they had a four-wheel drive SUV, and I had to, let the younger guy kind of like take control of the seat. I hopped back with no hesitation, with my shoes on and everything. I was like, yeah, put my seatbelt on, held Minnie tight. They yanked us off out of that curb, and it was fun. So I told them, can you just, all the way out? They went kind of all the way to like where they were coming from. They were gonna make a right and continue that way. We almost got stuck again. I told them that when I came from that way, it was just to the end of the field. So we got down the road a little bit. It started turning into slush real bad. It had like rain, just a drop, like a 1 minute heavy rain on me, y'all, and it really made all that water loose. So we got stuck again. They hooked it up to the car again, and then we was fishtailing while being connected to the tow car. And so they got me to gravel and told me I could handle it from there. I was basically doing that fishtail thing to get out anyway still, and then they stopped at the intersection. I had some on the right. You're not supposed to stop. I kept going until I got to the pavement because I didn't want them to say, hey, that's gonna cost you again, and that would have been a whole nother $250. So I kind of followed them, and then I decided to go to Nashville, and then I switched up, and I was headed back to Wichita, Kansas again, but I had to stop by like West Plains and Springfield to work a little bit to make sure that I had more than enough to get back. So I was chilling at the gas station, re-upping on water, using the restroom. I didn't have to use the restroom until I got to that gas station all night. I think Minnie was okay too. I think we just tinkled. And I know they had like ditches and rivers there, so I was thinking if we ever had a flood that covered the whole United States, that water would go down that, and then that would be like drinking water supply, and so I didn't pee down that and stuff. But I was starting to go that way. I felt really fast, and I saw these two people, a couple, straight couple. They were at the gas pump, kind of eyeing me while I was in the back, really just fast organizing everything back into the duffel bag, my hygiene bag and stuff with the clean clothes. And then I started headed towards Wichita, and I felt stalked because I had a black car sandwiching behind me and a black car sandwiching before me. Then I saw a maroon Nissan Altima with their hazard lights on towards west. Then I saw a white Equinox with their hazard lights on east. So I was still headed west. I was trying not to snitch, what made me think about turning back around. But ultimately, everything was like, I just, there's no way I could want this so bad to come back to Wichita where there's quiet life, or my social security is already set. I've been mentally evaluated in Hollywood, Sacramento, and Wichita, Kansas. So, those were like the main places that I stuck for a while. But I went to work for Nashville until I couldn't handle it again, because the last time I was in Nashville, what made me leave, y'all, is the empty Range Rover in the parking lot I circled. Looked like the guy that owned it looked like he ditched it. Looked like he had me on camera circling around. And it looked like some random person went and picked up that Range Rover and started driving it. Then the whole town was closed down by all these fleets of cars, so you couldn't move. I had to gas up my car like I ain't running out of gas on this. Then it's almost always when I'm delivering Chick-fil-A, y'all. So that would make me leave. I'm like, I'm not gonna get many electrocuted in a Range Rover, and I'm not getting me electrocuted either, and I'm not getting shell shocked where my dog's ears can't take it, even with our windows up. And I really know what that's like. I know what that is like. I know what it's like. It ricochets. And it was way before I thought of taking Minnie on my like Uber trips. And then, I don't like delivering food. But yeah, it makes you frozen in terror. I was under Webb Road delivering Panda Express. I saw a silver Honda Civic with two blue stripes. Somebody could have tried to rob me, and then, they're like, uh oh, can't roll down the window. What is that? Everybody frozen in terror. Or, I'm thinking the driver saw my face on my car with the photo lab graphics that I put on a photo from my Gatality album. It kind of looked like Mortal Kombat blue glowing eyes. I think they got scared of that. It just shell shocked my car. I couldn't do nothing but look straight at the road. I had one move, like, what is that? But I didn't open up the window all the way. And one time I was in Hollywood and I was renting tour vehicles to work for DoorDash because I was making $400. So I spent 200 a day on a rental. Blah blah blah. Luxury rentals. I'm talking to Audi A5 Sportback. I'm talking Ford Fusion Hybrid. I'm talking Honda Accord Hybrid. The K4 wasn't even out for 6 months. I was driving a 2022 K4 from North Hollywood 6 months before 2022. And I had Minnie with me the whole time. I didn't want to deliver in my car. So I've been through a lot. But they had a Velar for rent too, y'all. It must have had a dent on it in the back one time. I crusted it like, you know. But I made the switch. I was like, and I rented the Audi A5 Sportback instead. You know why? Because I went to Hawthorne to rent a car, and all their cars was dirty in the seats, like. And then somebody was already complaining as I was thinking about complaining. So they had gave me a refund where like a credit where I could get a luxury rental. I mean I really would have driven that Range Rover. I really would have delivered DoorDash in it, knowing what I always knew. And I probably think the only time they really would tell your ass is if maybe you can't do shit like that. They were about to know how clean we were, though. I mean, I was confident, yeah. I was like, man, the last Range Rover I test drove, it, it, it wasn't a Velar with those handles that come out. So that's what I did with the Honda Accord Hybrid. I asked them, that's the car that I've been thinking about buying. Can I test drive a Honda Accord? Can y'all put one on your lot? North Hollywood's rich as fuck, right? And they did. They did so fucking fast. I don't remember how many cars I rented before they put that car on the lot. It was dark gray. So I had fun with that thing. I was making money. This Asian chick I picked up from North Hollywood, they had three people with her. She's like, I'm gonna take care of you and stuff like that. Girl, it was such a smooth trip all the way to Long Beach. The trip was $50, and then she tipped me $100 for every person in the car. And then I had to pee, and the guy was like, "You can pee around the bush and stuff or something." And then when I was done peeing, a bunch of people, Asians, stepped out of a Tesla that I didn't even know was there or not empty. So yeah, that was my Hollywood days of 2021, and damn days is over. I'm not even going to New York for the first time, and back to Nashville. Like after my car was done getting towed out of the mud, y'all, I had mud all over my car. Wasn't even the mud from the car pulling us out, or it was all on the side when we were. I think that's called fishtailing. That was fun, y'all. Like I was hoping it didn't yank my like axle or something, but that was so fun. And then the young girl was gorgeous too. But I kept my mouth closed and shut up and didn't even have film for that because I felt like I don't know if that's what I've been doing that people be shut me down real quick. So I didn't have to work through Knoxville or anything. That's how long I worked in Nashville for a little while again. I don't know. White people responsible for me or not, I don't feel comfortable staying. So, yep, next thing I knew, it was Knoxville, Hendersonville, and Columbia. So, like, I'm gonna have to go to Atlanta to maybe switch into an Avis rental because it's cheaper. Like, I don't know if that's just Wichita, but they don't charge you a deposit. Wait, yeah, they don't charge you a deposit. So it's like $200 a week instead of $485 a week. So I mean, I'm just gonna stay put with this. But if if I can't get back into motion, which I think I really can, I'm gonna go ahead and call the branch manager tomorrow and just kind of do the same thing I did with the metallic baby blue for the escape last month. And I'm not spending a dime on anything. I'm not too busy running. If I get beat up or something, I guess that's finally gonna happen. But I've I think I'm done putting an emphasis on what I think is like supposed to happen to me. I don't want to turn into a retard, but at the same time, y'all know what this world is morphing into? They want people who snitch as long as you don't flip the switch labeled bums on site. So how you feel? Like people just worth nothing but a bug that you step on. Like I am really mad about that. I've been trying to save so many lives no matter who they are. Just no matter who they are, it's like nobody deserves to be shrunk into a little boy. Nobody deserves to be electrocuted. Nobody deserves to be sprayed in the face with acid. Nobody deserves to be blasted into with their face. It's a jigsaw killer machine, and you know what? That's what I done did. told everybody. Oops. It's been 16 years. Because technically, you're not supposed to know you ain't rich. Yo, oh my goodness. But, yeah. Okay, so maybe we ain't gonna chill right here. And it's about time to just kind of polish this up. But I'm gonna go find somewhere to use the restroom. Chug a lot of water so I don't have to use the restroom again tonight. I need to comb my hair instead of getting it ready to comb. And my hair has been short for a while. I haven't had my hair down to my butt cheek since 2017. Since 2018. When the pandemic started, I had a Miley Cyrus mohawk thing, trying to do a taper cut with my goddamn Native American hairline, y'all. Like, there's no way got Beyonce hairline right here. That's okay. But it feels like it's 73 degrees over here. Yes. And about a month into this, my skin's gonna hydrate itself no matter how many showers I like to take. Minnie's gonna be feeling beautiful. I gotta take care of her teeth more because the heat might dry out her mouth or something. I brush her teeth. Sometimes I just gargle her. Well, no, I like to put salt water and warm water and dip the toothbrush in it and brush your teeth because it even takes care of some of the just anything. Uh, like it's an antibiotic. I would say it really works for her. Y'all, you could tell if their eyes is red or something and they've got a toothache or something. Yes, warm salt water really works. Let's see, what is open? Something says it's closing though. Now we got a Valaro on the East Coast. I just don't like that. And then Flying J, I'm thinking it's 9 minutes away. I literally just
Head south on Pine Forest Circle.
better
Then
get
make a
gas in my
U-turn.
car and take a shower. I like taking showers before I go to sleep in a car. I mean, I would take showers waking up too. Video, you gonna hold the camera from me? Video gonna hold the camera from me.
At the stop sign, turn left onto Pine Forest Drive. In a quarter mile, turn right onto Pinecone Drive. the stop sign, turn right onto Pinecone Drive. In 800 feet, turn right onto Roscoe Street.
Well, I don't think we have a Love's in town. I would have to go all the way to Georgia, probably, to get to shower at a
Turn right onto Roscoe Street.
Love's, but we have something else here, and I hope they are the ones that have the like the buffet of food and stuff. I think in Denver before the pandemic, I was headed west, and I took
In a
a
quarter mile,
break
continue straight to
in
stay on Cushman
Denver
Drive.
to work for DoorDash, and so I would drive like towards the airport to, I guess, Flying J. Now that I recall it, if it's the one with Denny's in it. Yeah, so what led to me getting stuck in the mud way back between Arkansas and Nashville, Tennessee was like how I navigate, cut through things and let the app pick back up. I was just dumb. Like, I swear, there's like, they feed their victims courageous meds, like crack meds, like things that make you less wise and things that make you not think of fixes, which are just, plain and simple, like, what to do, things, what to use, like how to think. Like, I felt like Nashville needed me to be too dumb to know what I knew.
Continue straight to stay on Cushman Drive, then after the railroad crossing, turn right.
And so the funny thing about Metallic Baby Blue and not snitching Metallic Baby Blue is it was really hard to do something about the drug infestation that America has. I mean, enough to destroy empires. So that everything that
After the
those
railroad crossing, turn right, then turn
agents
left
have
onto
been
Prescott Road.
doing, I just think that I wouldn't have foresaw how they had their approach for it. I just think that that's one of the non-magical reasons that our uh, money system shouldn't go corrupt.
Take the next left onto Prescott Road.
Besides, I mean, I'm 38 years old. I guess I'm not too dumb to realize they know where a lot of money is going missing. When you
Continue on
make
Prescott
money
Road
from
for
the
1 mile.
government and spend that money, I think it's kind of like what Temu is. Now I think they're lucky that they're bringing branches into America because those branches are putting money back into America when people in America spend their money on things that send the money out of our country. So I knew for a fact not to spend any of my social security on stuff like that. Like my food stamps and my social security when I'm traveling, trying to get the hang of working, and y'all, I'm running out of breath thinking of it right now. And I don't stutter too. I'm doing all this stuff, and like it's at the last minute it's just even worse. I have to prove myself more and more the later I make myself. And y'all, I this car, like, I just I could have nailed everything the first week. Now I just gotta not expect luxury living after this week. So I really felt like when I told one of my deliveries how old I was, because he like ordered like those energy drinks, and I was telling him that, like I think that soda and sugar is just going very bad. Like it's like an alien. It'll suck the hydration straight out of you. And I might have saw an undercover cop as I was leaving too. But I'm, I'm able to drive forever because I don't let that stuff make me tired. I think my body loves itself so much that when it's about to get diabetes, my stool bleeds instead because I'll forget to drink water. I know I used to tell my mom, drink water, drink water. She's like, I'm like 1 bottle a day or 1 bottle every 3 hours. That's not going to cut it. You need 8 ounces of water every hour, just whenever you can. Like drink as much water as you're drinking soda at least. And so when you don't do that, you can go to bed real early. You can go to bed at 8 o'clock and you can wake up at 6 in the morning. Or you can go to bed whenever you want to, 2 o'clock in the morning, and then sleep into the evening. But if you get put on that sugar from soda, you might as well plan to find somewhere to park by 8 or 9
In
o'clock.
1,000 feet, turn right onto US 321 North.
So, and there's a lot of stuff that contributes to driving, fatigue driving, and I think that it's when people start to not know when they have to poop. So I'm like, just
At the stop sign, turn right onto
every
US
chance
321
you
North,
get,
then turn left
sit
after
on the
Hardee's.
toilet because it's really the sitting position that stimulates you to poop.
Meister, you ready? Come on, babe. Okay. Up, up. You need to drink some water right now. Hurry and drink. Please, please drink some water for the sake of your eyes. Come on. No, it's okay to drink. Hurry up. Does it have ice in it? Okay, I'm just gonna have to pour some water on the tip of her tongue in the shower. Matter of fact, y'all, it feels like a torture chamber to her when, or actually I think she once she remembers having a shower again, y'all should see her. I mean, not in this car rental, she ain't been doing that, but like when she remembers what a shower is, she begs for it. Oh my goodness, y'all, she's such a sweetheart. So we gonna do that. We gotta poop, drink water, take a shower, and rinse ourselves off, and I'm sure we'll be back to normal. And I really want to not work at night because my solar panel was stolen, my 100 watt. So like I can't put that on top of her to help protect her. I think they took it from me, and my tent stove. because those were the only two things that I didn't wash the whole time. So when I didn't want to drive for Uber for a whole year in 2024, I was thinking of building a camper, buying an RV, or financing, blah blah blah. But yeah, like I guess you technically could say buying, but yeah. So this feature beyond the Honda Accord, I figured out how to turn that on with the menu. So this is real legit. I like the K5 so much though, but this is a hatchback. I like it. Like, I wish I could have leather seats, and I like how Tesla forces you into those. So if I can ever afford an EV and I don't have to stress about working, I could take my breaks, use my Social Security money. Yeah, I would like a Model 3 all-wheel drive long range, okay? Doesn't matter what color. Rose gold, royal blue, white, because we're not like driving in snow. I mean, it has snowed here for the first time, and I don't know. I remember what like flurries were when I was here as a kid. So yeah, let's go ahead and rush ourselves into the shower because I want to see Minnie looking her best again. Yeah, so should this be like at all that heavy or anything? I would have put this in here. I would have carried a big jug of water. Maybe I should have one of the ones that aren't full. Yeah, I'll be doing this everywhere in the... But to be honest with y'all, I wasn't trying to burn my bridges, y'all. Man, y'all wouldn't believe. Make sure that these socks aren't the only pairs. So those are... Just need to go back under that pour. They're not so bad, but I could tell they're used. I told Minnie to give me a kiss if we still go getters. Guess what happened? Look, y'all, it's my dad's Dodge Challenger from my childhood.